and input. There we go. We are. No. This is. That's a better representation of it. So here you get to see me trying to do my science work. Operative word being trying. Levels 1 and 2. Waves in matter. Did I ever finish? Yes, I did. Okay. This is not sponsored by anybody, so don't worry. Let's see, what did I call the last one? Science revision. What? That's not fair, you can't do that! You can't do that! What? Well, damn you, just because I have... Mission... Which of course needs the inevitable joke. I mean, does this really matter? Give me a moment or two to... That's seriously the last thing I opened on this. Ugh. And yes, I just expressed disgust at myself. Give me a moment or two while I set up configs so I can actually, like, sit here and listen at people. There's a pen for a reason. Wait, why am I even doing it via this method? I'm sorry, this is what you get when you work with me. Okay, there are 20 questions with A through D answers, followed by 5 questions with 5 sentences required per question, just like last time. So, who here is surprised? Raise hands. Look, I don't want to do this either, but it's the best option I really have. The alternative is going listening to The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and while I so dearly want to do that, I can't. So, here we are. Questions 1 through 20, I can't be asked to type out 1 through 20 many times. That setting, then open more numbering, configurator. Like the following symbol. Position 0, tab, 0, tab, 0. Tab stop to nothing. Tab stop to space, because I'd rather a space than a nothing. You don't have to be here. You can go. I'm not going to force you to stay here. Okay? Besides, this is physics. If I remember correctly, you didn't like physics. Which one of the following types of waves is not an example of mechanical waves?
I say light waves.
I think seismic waves, though, is actually kind of a moot statement, so 50-50 chance. Heads or tails? Doesn't matter what you call. I'm flipping this coin anyway. By flipping, I mean washing the dust off of. Heads is B, tails is D. Oh! D it is then. Ah, but electricity is so darn useful. How else would I move my hands? Yes, but they haven't taught us the definition of mechanical waves. Since we've been doing waves the last, like, 3 weeks... And you say obviously, but I've been tripped up by simpler things before. One sec. I'm gonna fork. Stick a fork in this one, it's done. I do not sponsor myself, so I'm not being paid to drink this. But by the same token, it means I cannot tell you if it's good or bad, just that you need to express your own opinion on it. The definition below for a transverse wave. Oscillations are perpendicular, oscillations are parallel. 45 in the same direction. Okay, so it's either A or B. And I know by this point that whichever one I pick is probably going to be wrong. So I'm going to go A, perpendicular. Oh, you're going to do that to me, aren't you? Yes, yes you are. Oscillations perpendicular 3. Oh wait, you probably can't see most of this. Let me just... It's not branding or advertisement either. Okay, I shouldn't do this really, but at the same time, I'm kind of just slightly... Well... I'm bored, okay? So it should be in here somewhere. Skip the app tag section, because we did all this before. Miniaturize. You should be able to hear that. Did I enable you to hear that? I did. Okay. You should be able to see what's even playing too. That's something. Statements about longitudinal work. Sound waves are example of longitudinal waves which can be used to demonstrate longitudinal waves of convection or electromagnetic waves of longitudinal waves. I want to say D, electromagnetic waves are not longitudinal. not all electromagnetic waves. Three, what's the relationship between amplitude and energy? Bigger the amplitude, the more energy. More amplitude, the more energy. Amplitude and energy and rate. Doubling the application reduces the amount of energy saved by half. Let's say amplitude. Oh, and, just to make you, look at me strangely again. There we go. I also have a homemade Mother's Day card on my desk, for some reason. There, it's now minus 30 decibels. That good? Actually, let's make that exact. It's exactly minus 30.5. There you go. And for the record, the music is certifiably insane, so I get to feel kind of happy about that. Period of a wave is 4 seconds. What is the frequency of the wave? I want to say it's 1/4 of a hertz, 0.25 hertz. Since this is about me learning. It kind of is about me learning it. Partially, I just want to be... It's mostly, I just want to be able to talk. It's an excuse, pretty much. But it also means that all my notation stuff is technically online? Life sentence now. I keep meaning to see if I can actually find, like, a piano score for Life Sentence, even though there isn't one. Identify the correct equation to calculate wave speed. Okay. We can rule out that it's B or D, because those are both... Actually, no. I'm trying to remember what... Frequency is the inverse of the period. Yeah, that's what I figured. Frequency is equal to 1 over period. But wave speed... Velocity would be frequency times amplitude? No, not frequency times amplitude. Depends what the hell lambda represents in this equation. Still got it. Work out the units. Can't work out the unit. All I get is identify the correct equation of the wave speed calculation. V is equal to f over lambda. V is equal to f times lambda, capital. V is equal to lambda over capital F. V is equal to lowercase f times lambda. F is probably frequency in hertz, which makes sense. So if you want to calculate how fast the wave is going, you need to know how long it is, and then multiply that by how fast it's going. Well, what its frequency is. Frequency is time between peak to peak, so how fast it moves is... Lambda is always wavelength. Thank you. So... it's not always wavelength. In some equations, it's half-life, but... no, but here's the thing. Again, despite the fact that we had 3 weeks of doing waves, they didn't teach us this. Well, yeah, I know that. What do you take me for, an idiot? Shit, I just got my pen stuck under the milk crate. One moment. I mean, yeah, that's basic algebraic logic, I want to say, but... 6... Okay, so how fast the wave goes is equivalent to the frequency times the thing, since frequency is lowercase, d. D. F. No. V. Equals F times percent lambda new line wave speed equals frequency times wavelength. Now you probably are looking at what I just wrote and you're thinking, what the hell? That doesn't make any sense at all. Well, if I can find where I put the button for it. There's a button up around here. Can you see my mouse? Yeah, you can. Okay. And it's one of these buttons that hyperlink, note, cross-reference, comment, track. Tools. Insert. It'll be under insert. Formula. Spin button. Oh! Oh right, because you can do HTML in this. Oh, it's under object formula. There we go. I love that button, by the way. I love being able to do that. On the Metre it's easier because I know where the button is, but on this one, nah. Okay, 7. Sound waves in air travel at an approximate speed of 34 meters a second, 340, 3,000. 3.4 kilometers. I want to say it's 3 times 10 to the 8. I could Google that, but actually, you know what, I will. .343 meters per second. So I was way off. You get a laugh at me now. This is why you watch this, so you can laugh at me. waves. Approximately. I'm sorry! 3 times 10 to the 8 is greater than C? How fast is C? 1 sec. Approximate speed of light. No! Wait, no. No, that's slower than the speed of light. The speed of light is... What have you done to me? If the speed of light is that... Because it's in kilometers a second and we're working in meters per second. Four, 5, 8. And 3 times 10 to the 8 is 3... 30... 300... Okay, so it's not much faster! And knowing my school, 3 times 10 to the 8 is probably the expectation they have for us to memorise the speed of light. Also, why do they keep rounding? It's like they keep trying to teach us that that the voltage of the English electricity board is approximately 220 volts, even though it's actually it's approximately 240 volts, even though it's actually 230 legally, with plus minus 10 to 6, because then you can sync it up with the European electricity boards. So basically they're teaching us the wrong thing. This is the same school that also teaches us that plutonium and uranium are the only 2 fissile materials and you can't put anything else in a nuclear reactor. Thorium bastards. And that since I was 10. Ha! The speed of light is how we define the meter. I'm sorry? What? You're gonna have to explain that one. When fraction occurs at a boundary between the two mediums because the speed... Hidden wavelength, the range change, the speed of the waves has changed. I want to say it's just the speed of the waves change. Amplitude I don't think, but... They're basically telling us you can only do nuclear fusion on plutonium, or only on uranium, and only on these 2 isotopes, and nothing else. And it's like, well, you're wrong. You can run nuclear fusion on isotopes of thorium, which effectively allows you to recycle a small quantity of uranium, and you can just keep doing that by pumping more thorium into the reactor. That's interesting. That's a really interesting definition. I kind of like that. Rarefaction occurs at a boundary between mediums because the... And you can whine at me when you like, autocorrect. I am not fixing that. Sound waves cannot travel through sea vacuum. Well, yes, because the speed of light cannot change. Whereas a meter, and you can't create a perfect meter stick, even if you carve out like tungsten steel, it'll still swell. Since you can't create a perfect meter stick, you can't create any defining length that is exactly 1 meter. So we have to define out of other things that don't change, and the speed of light is a value that doesn't change that can be used to define the meter. It's the same problem we have with the kilogram that we're fixing by making exactly 1 kilogram spheres of silicon and watt balancing shit. Because we used to have big K, and big K was a bad idea. No, that's just wrong. That's just wrong. No, so that's them trying to move away from a physical unit, so I like that. That I can approve of. Side note, sound waves cannot travel through a vacuum, but a sound wave can travel through a vacuum if it's sufficiently armoured and doesn't have anything to breathe, because they don't breathe. Sorry, that was a horrible joke and I mangled it. God damn it. Reflected sound wave is known as be an echo. Why is this question getting easier? The end of a second is pretty cool. The second is the duration of period of the radiation corresponding to the transition between two hyperfine levels of the ground state of cesium-133. Oh, that is badass! That's atomic clocks right there. That is awesome. I can approve of this. See, you've got me hyped now. Because you went for human hearing, I want to say that's 20 to 20,000. Yeah, no, because I want to say whales are like 100,000, and hearing that bursts your eardrums or something. Or a shift. No, it's here ring. What I just wrote is here wrong. Yes, hence why I just completely mangled the joke with the statement, something to breathe. Because they don't breathe. I mean, maybe you'll run into issues of, say, cooling if you keep firing a gun long enough, but that's a moot point. Now, here's me and all my knowledge derived from exactly 1 season, well, 3 seasons of, like, spin-off episodes. I haven't even seen a film. Okay, so if the sonar takes 1 second to return, I'm presuming 1 second to be returned means that it took a second to get there and back again. It means it has to be double the speed of sound. How the hell can they test that? Jesus Christ! I love their defining system, but good God, they're getting precise. If it travels at that and it's inversely proportional, I'd say no, it would take 1484. Because it's half a second there and half a second back. 1484. I don't think I can suitably arrange that answer to be any more useful than that, so... Next page of questions. This one is kind of creepy, the evil you can't see. I like this one, but it's kind of... The candela is the luminous intensity and given direction of a source that emits monochromatic radiation of frequency 540 times 10 to the 12 hertz. As radiant intensity, it is equivalent to... As awesome as this is, you have kind of moved from cool to troll. Just saying. What was question 8 again? What was question 7 again? Because I just realised I screwed up. In air, the speed of sound, it depends on how fast the jet we're using is. Whichever one it is, this... Come on, now you're just screwing with me. I know, and I approve of them, and they are awesome. Except unless my school kind of goes to a point of hammering them down the inside of my throat, I'm probably not going to need them. This is the kind of stuff I will follow in my own time. Ooh, wavelength, speaker of water. Speaker of water, mirror, ripple tank. What even is a ripple tank? Yes, I know these are the units used to define all the other units. That kind of irritates the crap out of me. They're cool, but they're kind of useless. Kilogram, we're currently using watt balance and spheres of silicon. Oh, by the way, this song is Dereliction. You might have heard it somewhere in Aperture Tag, but it's not in the Aperture Tag soundtrack, which kind of ticks me off, because it used to be, but it isn't. The mole... yeah, mole is Avogadro's constant, 6.02 times 10 to the 23. 6.022 times 10 to the 23, yeah. Kilogram was defined by Big K, which used to be stored with 6 identical replicas, all made of platinum iridium alloy, under bell jars to maintain a constant atmospheric pressure in the basement of Weights and Exchange, in a vault in the basement of the Weights and Exchange's house in Paris. They were also made 20 duplicates, which they sent around the world so everyone could have one. And then they brought them all back together and weighed them, and turned out they didn't match. So they took them back out again, and 10 years later they brought them back, and they still didn't match, except now they didn't match more. Triple point? The hell is a triple point? You're referring to shit that I have not heard about. Remember, tertiary education. 8. Which piece of apparatus? I want to say it's a beaker. I say ripple tank, but I have no idea what the heck a ripple tank is. Oh good, election's over. Now we've got manufacturing wing. I like manufacturing wing. It's one of the songs I walk to in the mornings because it matches my stride length. Which means now you can determine how tall I am based on the gaps between the bass tones and that, because that's proportionally equivalent to my stride length. And you can determine someone's height from their stride length. So if you want to do that, it's a little project for you. Just don't do it right now, because, well... So question 14. What sonic waves are used for medical stands because they are partially reflected at the boundary between two different types of body tissue? Yeah, I don't want to say all three because then you're discounting the existence of plasma. By the way, I brought up ring species to my teacher, and she's like, yeah, we'll teach you these in A-level. And I'm really sad that I don't get to teach you now, but I'll teach you to them in I'll teach them to you in A level. That was one of the more interesting conversations. Gas exchange, that was fun. Number 15. Not an advantage of using ultrasound. I know how to spell, I swear. And by I know how to spell, I mean I can't. Ultrasound waves, I want to say above 20 kilohertz? Because that's right at the edge of human hearing. Hollow chambers. Keep in mind, I'm using the stream to confirm that the estimate names I'm getting for the the songs are the right ones. You left, didn't you? Am I talking to an empty room now? It's just me. Okay. Ultrasound waves, ultrasound waves. Apparently this is standard knowledge, even though we never got taught it, so that screams either we're expected to just go and find this out on ourselves despite never being told that we need to know this, or who knows. I'm supposed to be covering this next week and I'm doing the wrong one early. Ah, fuck it. Oh, you didn't even know my computer just registered that it's not actually watching the stream twice. Okay. That's good. I said its primary is transverse, secondary is longitudinal waves. And I was right, this is Jesus Louisia Stefania? JLS? Yeah, what? You need to take a chill pill, dude. I'm an idiot! That's why they're S and P waves, because they're trying to enforce... Right. You'll smite upon me with righteous fury. You can try, but I'm not... Holy fucking shit. Also, it's now £1. Crap. Okay. Okay, sorry, I just got a notification from Steam telling me... So, this game that you're looking for, we're doing a free trial of it. Anyone interested? Long story short, Cube 2 is now, well, Cube 2? The first Cube Director's Cut is now free. Jeopardy theme. Obligatory inform people over. And before you ask, yes, this is the Jeopardy theme, played normally and then redone in like Portal theme, because of course it is. Earthquakes are recorded by detectors on the surface of the Earth called B. I wish I could say something that would make you laugh. And here's a remake of Making Science, which I don't think is actually even part of this soundtrack, but I have it here anyway. I'll refrain. Sorry, I can type. Cannot install updates. Don't give a fuck. You'll smite upon me with righteous fury. Yeah, go ahead and try it. Out of curiosity, what the heck did I queue up after this? So, sorry guys, you gotta find out what's on the music queue. Maybe. Oh. Well, this shouldn't be too bad, eh? Love that theme. It makes no sense and it's never used anywhere, but I love it. Frequency of the sound is 440 oscillations per second. Count the period of the tuning fork. What? .5 times 10 to the minus 3. And now I want to start that again. You didn't see that was... Oh god, how did I make them? 0 tab 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 0 tab 0. Nothing. Customize. After should be a... And for tier 2, I would like you to be... Roman numerals. There, now you are... Now you are 1. Which is good, because now I'm being asked actual questions, and this is the bit that may or may not slow me down. Which is good, because I've got about an hour before someone comes up and starts yelling at me. Oh, and I hate to tell you this, but tomorrow I intend to do another stream at about the same time. This time being drawing. Again, because it's a Friday and I want to relax for goddamn once. But it might be a bit earlier, it might be a bit later. In fact, it'll probably be a bit later because I want to do other things first. But I will eventually be doing a drawing stream at some point on Friday. So, sorry. Describe how to use a slinky spring to demonstrate the difference between a longitudinal and a transverse way. The question is, will you be sane enough to watch me doodling? And the answer is probably not. You'll be tired, right? Oh, you're going to see some architecture. Good architecture? Sorry, I'm trying to get away from having to answer this question, inevitably by the one source that I have no choice but to turn to, Google. That's gonna return some interesting results. I mean, I could. And I'm so tempted to, just to screw with them. Ah, this is the Black Mesa thing. I don't know. Like, I told you the school was crazy, okay? And did you listen? Whatever. I think I can bullshit my way through this. In other news, cool things you can do with Metal Slinky. If you hold one end to your ear and hold another end far away from it, and you get somebody to run up and whack on it with a wooden spoon, you get this awesome noise that sounds like laser fire. Or, like, maybe a whale. God, I wish I had the old vocal cords. I could... Yeah, but you'd ask it from prospective teachers, not bleeding, like, GCSE students. I mean, I get it. The UK is desperate, and I mean desperate, for scientists, apparently, despite the fact that the science they're teaching us is basically crap, and teachers, despite the fact that they're not really selling it very well. But putting putting teacher questions on the exams, that's just wrong. Yeah, except we've never looked at this. I know! Oh, by the way, well, I don't know. Like I said, I'm trying to bullshit my way through this question. Oh, by the way, so you know that that Harry Potter novel that was written... Thank you. That Harry Potter novel that was written by a robot. There's a kid at my school who's writing a story that I've been required to proofread. I'd say the robot's writing is better. No, seriously. I know you implied sideways, but I am trying to bullshit my way through this. Ouch. What do you mean, ouch? Oh, right. Ouch. No, Slinky. No, that's just... Oh, good God. Keep in mind, this is a guy who has attention disorder hyperactive disorder, and also believes he... Also, this is a person who has ADHD and also believes he is the god of memes. Despite the fact that all memes he makes are entirely in-jokes between himself and someone else. His novel is terrible, there's no introduction of characters, he just simply names people that he knows. And uses incorrect grammar, which just sets me off. I couldn't read more than the first paragraph without just, like, going, nope, standing up and leaving. Yes, because Harry took his eyes out of his sockets and threw them into the forest, everybody clapped, at least has some kind of logical sense. The grammar is correct. The words are debatably usable in that fashion. But... what's written there kind of works. I mean, it doesn't make much sense, but it's still a valid sentence. What he's writing is about as sensical, if not less. Sorry. Which one's this? Blast Pit 3? Blast Pit 3. Alright, that's one question. Again, while those two sentences don't really make much sense, they are actually kind of funny. His sentences just don't make sense. By don't make sense, I quote, "Leave now or I will feed you to the scariest creature in all of Holland, or all of Holland, Haribo's grandfather." Haribo's grandfather being in brackets despite this being a spoken sentence. Grammatically incorrect, just as nonsensical, and it's not funny. It's just not. It doesn't. There's not enough context for it to be a joke. It doesn't work. End credits. Part 1. Oh, that's right, it's a Ripple tank. Describing it Wiffle tank. Assassination by Wiffle bat. Squeak, 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 squeak. I dread to think what investigating waves using a Wiffle tank. I'm sorry, I just... End credits part 2, and I don't think it's an English word, I think it's some kind of lab equipment that I don't understand. I know what a ripple is, and I know what a tank is, but a ripple tank doesn't really make any sense. Oh, it's a South Park reference. Why am I not surprised? Sorry, I'm now googling Roberta Colindres because I just have to know. Thank you, but I was going to Google this myself, thanks. Investigate waves using a ripple tank. That's really open-ended. I'm just... Oh, hold on. This is going to drive me mad if I don't fix this. Position. There we go. Which one's this? I can't remember. Ah! And by the way, Assassination by Wifflebat is apparently a South Park reference, so... yeah, okay. Yes, except I have to sum this up in 5 sentences. It just says, describe an experiment to investigate waves during a ripple tank. I'm sorry, but that is just so open-ended. I am not answering that on principle of just... no. No, I will answer your stupid questions when you're reasonable with what the hell they are. If you're asking me just to arbitrarily describe experiments, then no. Describe an experiment investigating waves on a string. How does the ear work and what frequency range can the ear detect? See, these last two are more reasonable. Draw and label a wave. Write definitions for each label you add. Those first 3... again, I will come back to this later. Ah. Yes, I know, but I'm objecting because the question is too open-ended. What do you want me to do here? And I know what you're about to do. You're about to cite the question. Please don't. I'm just angry about this because I do not see it as reasonable. Sure, it's doable, but it's just like, why? And no, I'm not just gonna, well, I might, but yes, except I've got to stretch that out over 5 bleeding sentences. No. I'm sorry, but just no. This is an act of protest on my part. Quit getting involved because I am actually kind of angry about this. Yeah, and then I will, and then I'll be told that I'm wrong, or that I'm not meant to know that yet, or some other equally stupid bullshit just because my teacher doesn't want to admit he's wrong, or that I'm right. But no, I am angry. I am angry about this. Such, no. Inbound Part 2. It's like, yeah. I'm sorry, it's just... No. I'm too grumpy at them. I'm too grumpy. I will come back and I will fix this later, but right now I'm just not. And yeah, I know I'm just using the Black Mesa soundtrack, but it's a nice soundtrack. So if I remember correctly, there are 3 tiny bones in the ear that are vibrated, which then impact the eardrum. Yeah, but I can also sum it up in 5 sentences. I know I could give an hour-long presentation on it, but I can give an hour-long presentation on anything. You have to slow down the recording long enough. And for the record, I am literally just quoting the exact definition they keep yelling at us whenever they get the opportunity to tell us how the ear works. That's the literal definition they give us, word for word. I know what the cochlea is, yes. There are hair and there are fluid-filled channels, and it sort of also lets you keep level, but judging by what they're bringing up here, I presume they mean sounds rather than... It's like the fluid in the cochlea. Yeah, I know. Draw and label a wave, write definitions for each label you add. Now, here's the thing, I'm really curious. How exactly do they intend for me to draw and label a wave? No, I haven't. If you could send me a link to that, please, that would be really quite interesting. I don't know how they expect me to draw and label a wave in 5 lines of text, so unless I'm allowed to write, like, memory rewrite viruses that work on humans, I don't think I'm allowed to do this. Bet you I can do it in 3 lines. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat. I know, what I'm looking doesn't seem to make any sense, but if they didn't want me to be inventive, they shouldn't have given me the ability to outthink them. We'll go in values of pi here. Yep. Well, I'm going to try and see if I can remember how to draw a sine function. Oh right, I'm using the kind of graph that... Sorry. There's 2 kinds of graph, and I picked the wrong one. Sorry, I just want to make the x-axis stand out a bit more. But now here's the thing, now I can draw on this. And I can be quite clever, I like to think, with my software drawings. Assuming I can draw a straight line. Let's see, is that a straight line? It is a line of angle of exactly 359.78 degrees. No, I haven't got the storage space. I could, sure, but I don't want to. Sorry. Line style. Dimension line. No. Dimension lines. Dimension lines. There. And now I can write. GeoGebra? I mean, maybe later, once I have more storage space and I'm kind of not angsty about my exams anymore. Right now, Lambda Core. Right now, as much as I love mathematics and playing around with waves and so on, I just can't right now. I'd rather get this shit out the way and I can go back and I can look at this fun things later, but right now, I want to say length. Properties, position and size, rotation. Exactly 90 degrees. That's not what I wanted you to do, and you know it. Besides, as much as I enjoy doing maths, it's not in my soul. I mean, it kind of is, but I am a programmer first, above all else. Not presuming that you're not mocking me for getting these horribly wrong. What's next? Frequency? What's that? I want to draw text boxes now. Nope, I'm drawing one up here and you can't stop me. Huh? Okay, apparently you can stop me. Ow, fuck, ow. What the? What? What? I don't know what just happened, but I don't think it liked me doing that. Again, neat and all, but I can't really do anything with that right now because this program is not designed for this. This is a word processor. Okay. Okay, I'm done here. I don't want Windows key. Control C, Shift S, Control V. And I will come back later to correct the sections here when I've calmed down and I'm considerably more mellow. I will come back and do those. But right now, I'm willing to say, I think I can relax, I'm done. Which is good, because I want to sit down and listen to Hitchhikers. Now, let me just stop the, frankly, awesome rock music. Have to remember we're on a rail part 2. Ironically, earlier I opened this up to see what was up next, and on a rail was the one right at the bottom. The lowest one you can see. Now it's... yeah, okay. Well, sorry for keeping you up, but hey, at least I didn't keep you up as late as I normally do. Oh, apparently there's a red zone on my microphone now. That's handy to know. Okay, sorry for keeping you up later than I normally do. Goodbye, and do get some fucking sleep. You need to wake up tomorrow.